What is up, freshers? Hope you're enjoying your new SEM, and I suppose that all of you got the information that your hostel counseling is coming soon, and confused and worried about which room to take and what to do. But you do not need to worry anymore because VTrends is back with yet another video, and this time about hostel counseling. So without waiting more, let us jump right into the game. Takeaway after watching this video are three things. One is how the hostel counseling is done. Two is what's the right hostel for you. And three is how to get a good room. Now, hostel counseling is one of the most important processes as a student, and it has to be done very carefully. You do not only get to choose the room which you want, but you also get to choose your roommates. Wow, that's amazing. So let us understand that once you choose your roommates, you can only change them in rare circumstances. So by which I mean that always be serious in which roommate you're choosing, because you're going to be stuck with him for the next 2 semesters or the next 1 year. So be safe and take the right decision. And now, once you have decided with your future roommates, in the next step, we will sort out on what type of options you have once you choose the room. And for you to know that, we'll be doing that through the end of the video. So keep staying tuned. Now let's start with the process of the counseling. The main thing to note here that the people with the higher CGPA get a higher priority and not with the people with the higher GPA. The CGPA rules over here. And also, a week before the counseling, on your VTop, there will be a thing uploaded known as NCGPA rank list. So according to that, NCGPA rank list is what determines your hostel counseling. But the question is, what is this NCGPA? So let's get to know that. So basically, NCGPA is calculated by multiplying your CGPA with the ratio of the CGPA of the group topper and the branch topper. The branch with the lesser students get the priority while the NCGPA is calculated. So this is where understands why less number of people in your branches is good. As you know that students have to decide beforehand what kind of room they want, which block they want to take, and of course, your roommates. So usually what happens is the person who definitely gets a good rank will get a higher priority, and he will be going for registrations with the ID cards of all his roommates. So basically, you're going to have two options. The first option is butter your topper friend before the registration begins if you want to get a good room and you want to be in his room, just like I did. But there's another option too. That's the other option is study really hard, study so hard and get such a good rank that you have the freedom to choose any roommate you want and whichever room you want. Second option is a little tough. I went with the first option and you decide what you want to go with. Now, I have an interesting question for all you guys. Can you take anybody as your roommates? Can a second and fourth year be roommates? That would be a lit thing to do, but the answer is no. The roommates one intends to choose have to be of the same group. If there are three groups, group 1, group 2 and group 3, a person from group 1 can only choose his roommate of group 1, the criteria of group 1, and the same applies to group 2 and group 3, and this is the criteria. Therefore, a guy who's in second year can definitely not choose a guy who's in fourth year. An important thing to mention in this that apart from people with higher NCGPA ranking, NRIs are given priority over non-NRIs during counseling because their counseling is just a day before the normal counseling. And also one thing to note is that if you are an NRI, you can only choose another NRI as a roommate. So if you are a direct Indian student and if you have an NRI as your friend, you cannot go with him if he's going to choose you. So an NRI can only choose an NRI and this is the rule. Now that you have chosen your roommates, only the topper will have to attend the registration process. Yes, the guy who has the highest rank in your list will be definitely getting the higher priority, which makes him take all your ID cards to attend the counseling. And also, in unavoidable circumstances, the second topper also gets to go with the first topper so that, if something happens and he doesn't get the room, he can go and get it. But this also has a lot of permissions. So this is the criteria. Now comes the crazy part in the process. Two things might happen, and this can happen with anyone at any time. First thing is, the room you plan to take before going to the counseling might be unavailable. You don't have that room at the time of the registration. Second thing, is your friends would say Tata Bye-bye at the last moment and take rooms with someone else. I'm a victim, so I'm telling you personally. So the moral story is, always have a plan B with you. Let's jump right into the procedure, which is the most important stuff. So basically in offline, we used to go to these two halls known as Anna Auditorium and CS Hall. So basically over here, how is it like? We have a screen and availability of various blocks will be uploading on the screen, and it will be the same in offline also, just with a screen where all the blocks and the number of seats in the rooms will be updating every second or every time a new room is taken. And also you can always keep an eye on that, and when your turn comes, you can go and you need to be real quick inside there, because you don't get all the time you have and you have people waiting behind you to take their room. So you'll go and you need to choose. You need to see the amount of rooms left, and you need to see the number of rooms left, and you need to see everything. You need to see the block you want, and on spot take a decision and take what you want, because you won't always get what you want. So basically, once you finish the registration, you will get a message on your phone which states all the details of the rooms and your roommates also. So one thing is, there is one situation in this, like I give you a situation that I am going to take a 4-bedroom, and I go there and I see all the 4 bedrooms are over and I have only 2 bedrooms left, and I have 3 ID cards along other than mine, so totally 4. So my ID card is there and I can only take 2 bedroom because I need a room. So I have to take 2 bedroom and I have to ditch 2 people. I pray from my heart that you're not in one of those 2 people who get ditched. So always be safe. Congrats guys, you've chosen your new roommates for the next 1 year, and that's all about the counseling process in general, and hope you're clear about it. But let's go to the next and most important questions which has been tricking our minds. Which block to choose? So basically, you guys have not even been in VIT and you have to decide which block to choose. And that's why we are here, because we have an experience on that. So let's start off with the men's hostel. So considering the mess, food quality and taste, which matters quite a lot to me, blocks H, D, J and Q are the best to pick. The rooms in Q block are said to be very spacious when compared to any other block, and it is also the most expensive block. So someone like Ambani's can only afford it. So if you're going for Q block, see that your bucks are a lot. So basically, if you have a cleanliness freak and cannot bear dirty and smelly washroom, then you need to go to either D or Q blocks, because they're the best blocks where we are known to see clean washrooms compared to the other blocks. And if you're a computer science student, your classes will be mostly happening in the Silver Jubilee Tower, that is the SJT. So basically, the nearest blocks to SJT are the Q, K and the L block. So planning, if you want lesser distance to walk to your classes, so computer science students, target for these 2, that is Q, K and L. If you want open area in your blocks, fresh air, and you believe in nature and good breath while doing all your studies and stuff, then I have 2 blocks for you, that is block J and block H, because block J and block H have a lot of area to walk around and have a good breath, so keep that in your mind. So guys, there's also this one block known as D Annex, which is the closest to most of the academic blocks because it's right in the middle. But the sad thing is, it requires a really high CGPA, a really high CGPA to get that block. So basically, if you have a guy with a really high CGPA and if you want that block, then jump to D Annex, because you're going to find all toppers in that block, or at least one topper in that block in every room. And if you have a fitness freak just like me, G block is the best option for you. But you know why? Because just near free block, straight down there's a free gym nearby, and also it is very close to the outdoor stadium. It is just outside the entrance of the outdoor stadium. So second you come back from classes, go right into the outdoor stadium and have fun and do your sports and everything you want. So that's why G block plays good option. And G block has a lot of 4 bedrooms, just to note. So also, if you want to take a 2-bedded non-AC room, E block is a good option. So if you're going for 2-bedded non-AC, you can go to E block. And the advantage of E block, it is close to almost all the academic blocks, especially like SJT and TT. So that's where E block plays. Now, on a positive ending note, of course, we are always positive. So I would like to give a good news that most of the block have a cemented open-air badminton court. But doesn't mean you need to play badminton. Badminton is a fun sport and everyone can play. So basically, stressful classes and after all those walking stressful classes, the way you relax yourself out is the badminton court, where you go and have some fun and play with all those people over there. Quite crowded usually, but it's okay. And also, it is a form of clearing out stress. So let me tell you the blocks: A block, C block, L block, F block, M block and N block. These 6 blocks have badminton court. So if you're a badminton enthusiast, definitely consider taking a room in any of these above mentioned blocks. Otherwise, there's of course a badminton court in the clubhouse, so you can go and take it over there also. But that's paid. And on another note, blocks M, N and P are only assigned to freshers, so they basically would not be available for senior hostel counseling. So these are the blocks where we as a fresher started off as, and therefore they won't be usually available when you go for hostel counseling. 2 additional blocks in the last year, which is known as the S and the T block, which were previously known as the A and the B block for girls hostel. These blocks are situated right in front of SMV and are really close to the main gate and the library. S block is totally non-AC, and on the other hand, T block has both AC and non-AC. And these two blocks have been known to have really clean washrooms and also have quite some open area for air ventilation. Now let's go to part 2 where all the ladies have been waiting. That's the ladies hostel. So coming to the ladies hostel, let's start with C block. So C block is the only non-AC block in the ladies hostel. It is properly ventilated with good quality mess services and has even general stores. It has a tailor shop and many general stores, and the academic blocks of SJT and TT are very nearby to C block. Now let's go to the next 2 blocks, that is the D and E block in the ladies hostel. So basically the D and B block are the most spacious blocks. E block is considered to be the best ladies hostel block, just like the Q block in men's, and it is very spacious and has the best space utilization. Also, the block with good mess service is mostly offered to NRIs and foreign students, or you need to have a really high CGPA if you want a block, and if you're a normal student and want this block. So basically in the ladies hostel, D block comes next in the list, and D block is known for its very good catering service, and both of these blocks have comparatively cleaner washrooms compared to the C and F blocks, and also the distance between both these blocks is feasible to the academic blocks. The F block is closer to SJT academic blocks for the computer science students. So computer science girls, SJT, F block is here. This block has the maximum living capacity and is an AC block. All the blocks are interconnected and therefore it is easily accessible to meet people at any time. The mess food and quality and the taste is equivalent for almost all the blocks, so not to worry much about it. And night canteens are also available in all. The blocks also have a common swimming pool. It has an AC gym and court, and it has a salon and a general store also. There is one more addition to all these ladies blocks, that is the apartment type rooms, and it is the latest addition to the ladies hostel. They are really spacious, clean and well furnished, and they are also the most expensive blocks. You need a lot of bucks for it because of the facilities and the privacy they provide to you, and which is not even compared to any other blocks. And I hope you all are ready for going to the room counseling now, because you know everything. You know which block to take, you know whom to take, you know how to take, and you know everything to do. The only thing is, attend it, get your room, and have an amazing year when you go back to VIT. So guys, go pick your roommates fast, plan everything. And before going that, we've given you a video, so do not forget to like, share and subscribe. So we'll be back with yet another video just with a snap of the fingers, and keep waiting for our video. See you guys.